After losing out 3-1 to Arsenal, this is not the story you'd obviously want to come from the camp of Arsenal. The manager Erik Ten Hag contradicting with his with his player at Man United known as Jodan Sancho. That is really a signal that something is not going on well in the camp of Manchester United. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys, and where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David is my name, and we're here to bring you how Jodan Sancho has gone ahead to hit back at Erik Ten Hag, the manager of Manchester United, literally after Erik Ten Hag put out a statement on his performances, on his not being part of the team squad that took on Arsenal at the Emirates. So let's see close to 300 likes much on this video as we bring you the story in detail. It really looks so much annoying. It's alarming, and if I told you a United fan outside there, you need obviously to come up and obviously put in your views on what you think about this scenario, because after losing out onto the Arsenal side, you expect that no negative story coming in from the camp should obviously be thrown out. But Erik Ten Hag, having gone ahead and obviously asked onto why Jodan Sancho never took part into the game of Arsenal, this was his statement. He said, Jodan Sancho out based on performances on training. We didn't select him. You have to reach the level every day at Man United. That's why in this game he was not selected. That is it. So Erik Ten Hag went ahead and obviously put out such a comment onto the absence of Jodan Sancho, and guess what? Sancho went ahead and obviously said, no, this time around I'm not going to obviously allow this to swallow me up and the media to come over me. All I'm going to do is to come out and tell the world the truth, and this is the truth that Jodan Sancho has gone to put up. He said, please don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people saying things that is completely untrue. I have conducted myself in training very well this week. I believe there are other reasons for this matter that I won't go into. I've been a scapegoat for a long time, which isn't fair. All I want to do is to play football with a smile on my face and contribute to my team. I respect all decisions that are made by the coaching staff. I play with fantastic players and grateful to do so, which I know every week is a challenge. I will continue to fight for this badge no matter what. That's what Sancho has gone ahead to put out onto his Twitter and Instagram. Now, this is an eye opener. You know, some people don't want to hear it out, but it's what you people need to hear out, that this is an opener on how Erik Ten Hag is conducting himself with his players. To me, my mind tells me it's not about the fitness of Jodan Sancho, but it's all about one thing that Sancho is going to hate to demand, and that is playing time. When you look at the performances of Anthony, obviously, if I told you Jodan Sancho, you get pissed. But because Erik Ten Hag brought in Anthony and loves him a lot at the club of Man United, I think that's why he doesn't obviously want to obviously put him on the field of play or put Sancho ahead of him. We all know that when Sancho was played as a right winger for the previous season, towards the last 3 games of the season, he really put in a shift that we all went ahead to obviously approve, and we saw to it that he was really a player that really looked great. That is it. Now, I think for me the problem is all about Sancho not getting enough playing time. Yet there is a player he believes he plays better than in this game. And by the way, if you are to be real, in this game of Arsenal that we've gone ahead to lose by 3-1, the worst player in the field of play has been Anthony. That is it. Yet Sancho can obviously put in a shift that everyone knows very, very well. So I think, as Sancho says, it's not about the training. Is training very well. The problem is simple. Sancho demanding for more playing time. And I really understand the stance of Erik Ten Hag, that he brought in this player and he wants to give him enough game time, but he has gone ahead to cost us a lot. That's it. Anthony, if he's to come good, he needs to start coming off the bench. That's why when Amadia really got an injury, when you're playing, I think it was Arsenal in America, I got to know that we are done. I got to know we are done because that was the only shining hope that we had to obviously give Anthony the chance for that position. Having went ahead to Sunderland and put in some good performances, the lad was going to hate to obviously put up the best that he deserves. And Sancho putting out that statement obviously puts Erik ten Hag onto the spot, you know, to either kick him out of the squad or give him the next game that you're going to play against Brighton, because Ten Hag, if he doesn't put Sancho up for selection or into the squad of United that's going to play against Brighton at Old Trafford, very many journalists are going to ask him, why is Sancho not onto the team? If he says that he's not performing very well in training, they'll ask him, but the player said that's not an issue. There are other issues that you have to obviously explain to the media. So Ten Hag is going to hate to obviously solve very many equations at Man United. The first one was that of Ronaldo, that was solved. That of Harry Maguire got solved. That of David De Gea got solved. But this one of Jodan Sancho, a player that is still tied to United on a contract that still has close to 4 or 5 years, how is he going to handle it this time around? Because he has shown us that he has gone ahead to find solutions to problems, stopping the club of Man United and its players from obviously getting to where we would have gone ahead to be in a worse situation, and obviously steady the ship. Now, with Jodan Sancho coming in through and obviously putting in statements like that, it obviously comes to the manager and what he's gonna do. If the club of Man United cannot allow Harry Maguire to be kicked out, how do you expect it to allow Ten Hag to kick out Jodan Sancho? That is it, because they bought him expensively, £73 million, and is earning £350,000 a week. So anything that is happening in the dressing room of United, it's God that knows, but all I want to let you know is that it's not all rosy in the camp of Man United. But for Sancho, you obviously have to understand that he's also human and he's fed up of this. But he's talking about the scapegoat, you know, the scapegoat. And you obviously have to understand that it's really gonna be hard. 2 weeks sorry about that. We are going to be having 2 weeks, right, of no football. I'm talking about club football, but international football is going to be played in, and then the players are going to return, and we're playing our next game on the 16th. Today is 4th, so we are having 12 days of no football, and Jodan Sancho's story is going to obviously headline all the other stories because he's English. One, there is a certain portion of the English media that hates Erik ten Hag. That's not news to you. All know that. And they've been waiting for moments like this to obviously put him onto the sword. But I know there are disciplinary codes at Man United. If Sancho went ahead to break any, then he should be punished. Now, if at all the reason does not resonate with any of those, then Ten Hag needs to come out and obviously tell us exactly what is happening, because this might obviously create divisions in the dressing room that might lead to his sacking as a manager of Man United, because we've seen that most of the managers at Man United have always gone ahead to find the problem, to find their problems during their second spell of the season. When you look at Jose Mourinho, he fell off with Paul Pogba in the second season, and Paul Pogba ganged up against him, and the board sacked Jose Mourinho. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, what happened? There is a certain clique of players who really believe that he was not worth to be the manager the second season. He obviously had to obviously be sacked the next season. Now, Ten Hag needs to put his house in order. That is it. He needs to put his house in order. If not, it's obviously going to look very, very bad. So wait and see what other news is going to come out from Man United, because the player's gonna hate to put out a statement that opposes what Ten Hag is gonna hate to say, and we also don't know why Sancho went ahead to put up this. He's talking about scapegoating, that he has been used as an scapegoat several times, but this time around he's not gonna hate to accept it. So if there is something in between Sancho and Erik Ten Hag, I think it's high time it got sorted. That is it. It's high time it got sorted, so to it that things go on as planned, because we are still in this season. It's still early and it's still young. Such differences are going to obviously haunt us when it matters most. So I call upon for these people at Man United to get this. Ten Hag, clean your house. We don't want such messes at the club of Man United. And if I don't want Sancho anymore, it's always better to obviously do the needful. Now, Ten Hag has gone ahead and said the following about the performance with us. When he said the performance was all right from us, I thought we played a very good game, but everything went against us. Then you don't win. Again, we needed a little bit more luck to win the game. It was not offside for Alejandro Garnacho goal. It was the wrong angle. Now, for me, on whether Garnacho was offside or not, I don't really buy that crap. You know, if we are having the players that we have, why should we go on and obviously park the bus at the Emirates? Because after all, even after parking the bus, we've gone ahead to lose the beautiful game of football. That is it. So I don't know whether Ten Hag wanted to control the damage and whether was going to get the 3 points there. But I think it's better to obviously go ahead and obviously play what we call an expressive game of football, as it's well desired at the club of Man United, because Ten Hag is well known for that. You saw to it that today, Andre Onana obviously did the job why Ten Hag signed him on the field of play. The way he obviously went ahead to put up that, the way he went ahead to put up his ball distributions from the goal line, and the way he obviously put up some good performances in there for you, it was really great, you know. And I really felt what he really had to do on the field of play, and it really worked well for me, especially from the behind, but we couldn't pass through the midfield. That is it, and that is really very worrying, if at all you know exactly what this is all about. So for me, Erik Ten Hag is the one to obviously come out and obviously make us play what we call a more proactive football. He has gone ahead to obviously call for that several times, but how many times has it gone into the records to obviously find him into the ilk of obviously doing the needful? Because when you look at Andre Onana, he had 30 passes, you know, in the first half only, and that means he averaged close to 40 or 50 passes in the entire game of football. So Andre Onana, game by numbers versus Arsenal, really looked good because we built up from behind, and having built up from behind, we gave ourselves a benefit of doubt, but we couldn't go through the midfield of Arsenal, and that is it. And the big question remains with the manager: is it the fact that we lack Sofiane Amrabat in that midfield? Is it Mason Mount? Obviously for Mason Mount I'll say no, because every time he has been here, midfield has been porous, and at least for Eriksen, he has gone ahead to obviously offer us some bit of balancing into that midfield. So when Ten Hag comes out and obviously talks about our performance being good, maybe according to his work brand, that performance was good. But to me, as a United fan who wants to go obviously and dominate, and really, even if we don't dominate, but we needed to obviously be more clinical and obviously create more chances. Now, if we had like 2-3 more chances of like Garnacho, do you think all of them would have gone ahead to be offside? We are complaining because we create little chances. Anton Martial, our number 9, got one shot on target. That is it. Rasmus Højlund, I think he found himself on the ball close to 2 times in the 18 box area of Arsenal. The first one, it was Casemiro who released him through the center line and ran past Gabriel Magalhaes, and Magalhaes closed him down. The second one was a flick, only back heel that was really denied by the defenders of Arsenal, meaning that we really don't create. That is it. We need to continue creating more and more chances to obviously take this club of Man United to where it deserves to be. So, to me, I really believe that we can do better and we can act better as a club of Man United, and there is no way I'm obviously going to really say we had a better performance. That wasn't a better performance for me. We needed to do better. Now, Ten Hag threw in certain complaints, like it was then a penalty on Rasmus Højlund, and then we conceded a goal. That's a foul on John Evans. It's so clear and obvious. You can say you need to finish your chances, and that you shouldn't concede a goal after going one up. This is all true, but I was happy with the performance. Now, Ten Hag says he was happy with the performance, but he comes out to defend the likes of his players. But Rasmus Højlund penalty, I think, to me, it's not a penalty. It's not a penalty for me. Rasmus Højlund was tussling it out with Gabriel Magalhaes, and to me, it doesn't really look like a penalty. Unless otherwise, I get another further replay, but it doesn't really look like a penalty for me. Sorry about that. We are having 30 people watching in through, and only 2 have gone ahead to smash the like button. Smash the like button and go into the comment section and tell me your views about Sancho hitting back at Erik Ten Hag. That of John Evans, I also admit I felt like there was a pull from Gabriel Magalhaes that obviously delayed John Evans from closing down Declan Rice. I think it was really a hold up, and John Evans couldn't find himself really closing down Declan Rice. But VAR is really one of those mechanisms that are not consistent. Their inconsistency is really huge. When you look at that offside, on the other day they give it as an onside goal and they count the goal. So that is one of the ugliest things that you obviously want to obviously go in through and obviously face at the club of Manchester United. Now I'm having Tuhimbi says it. Ahimbisiwe Humphrey, you are telling me that Man United coach is not fit for Man United because he needs to improve on his tactics? No, to me I think he's fit because he has gone ahead to obviously take us to the next level. And I think with these players injured, Rafael Varane, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, Terrell Malacia, Kobe Menu, Amad Diallo, and Amrabat not being available for the game of Man United, I think that stops him from obviously doing exactly what he wants. And I think our season officially starts after the international break. That is it. Sofian Amrabat into that midfield with Casemiro, I think it's going to be something special, and I expect more spectacular stuff from Man United. That is it. I think the only thing he needs to handle is that statement that Sancho puts out that obviously goes ahead to expose him because it's contrary to what he went ahead and tell us, that Sancho never trained very well. Sancho comes and tells you, I trained very well, but there are certain issues that I don't want to obviously put out in the public eye. So you ask yourself, what are those issues that Sancho doesn't want to put out in the public eye? So he needs to obviously rectify that, but I'm 100% sure with 34 games left to end this season, we're obviously going to do better and better and better, provided these players come back from the international break not injured and getting back to where they deserve to be. So to me, it's obviously one of those that you obviously give a benefit of doubt, and he's fit for the job, guys. He's fit for the job. I think when we lose, I anticipate that there are fans that will come out and obviously feel angry, and every fan has a way to express his hunger towards the manager of Manchester United, and it's you're entitled to your opinion to do that. Even the new center strike is so good, but at United he's not going to perform very well because of selfishness of other players. I think those moments are gonna hate to obviously be there, but I think there is only one player that is gonna hate to insist and not take off the field of play, and that player is only one. That is, and that player is only one. That is, what's his name? That is Anthony. I think for the rest of the players, going to hate to bench them. He has benched Lisandro Martinez. He has benched Malacia. He has benched very many others. All the players Ten Hag is going to hate to sign, he has going to hate to bench them. But there is one player he has failed to bench. That is Anthony. And I think that's what he should do. Anthony needs to be benched. Then Garcia, Mutomba. In as much as I don't support Sancho ranting out public, Ten Hag was wrong saying that to the media. For sure, there is more to it than what meets the eye. Erik Ten Hag has shown traits of favoritism to Anthony. That is it. Traits of favoritism to Anthony have been shown by Erik Ten Hag. For that, I 100% agree with everyone, because Sancho has shown us that every time he plays onto the right, he really plays very, very well. That is it. He plays very, very, very well. So that obviously brings us to a scenario of what exactly Ten Hag would have gone ahead to say. Maybe he would have gone ahead to say he's ill. That is it. Because no one would have gone ahead to obviously ask him what he's suffering from, because I saw that as one of the tactics that obviously went ahead to really use as a trickery last season a lot. Certain players that he fell out with, he went ahead and said they're really ill. If I already come out and said Sancho is ill and Scott McTominay is ill, no one would have gone ahead to obviously see this article coming in back from Jodan Sancho to hit back to his manager. Then Garcia Mutomba, why does he not play Pelestri? It's not about benching for the sake of it. He plays Sancho out of position and then blame him. So I really take in all your points. You're right, because Anthony has gone ahead to obviously cause us lots of problems as a team of Man United, because look, today in the game, he was nowhere to be seen. He was nowhere to be seen totally. He was nowhere to be seen. It was like a pedestrian. He was like a passenger trying to obviously sit in a car and do nothing, because what does a passenger do while being transported by a car? Nothing. That is what Anthony had to do. And I think it's all about Sancho fuming to the manager, telling him, please, can't you play me on the right back? Because on the left side, he cannot go past Garnacho and Rashford. So he sees a very good position for him to play on the right, but Ten Hag left him at that. And by the way, it costs us a lot, because even today, if I only bring on Sancho for Anthony, obviously Sancho has a better holder play that plays us into the game more of Arsenal, because this was a game of moments, and having that one player that can create out a moment of magic. Amongst the players that we have that can obviously create a moment of magic, Jodan Sancho is among. So I think Sancho really has a point to address, and Ten Hag now has a very huge task ahead of him to obviously get it done and make it better with his players. Now, we are having Roy Keane, and what he said after this loss to Arsenal. He said it's tough, but that's top level football. United have scored lots of late goals against teams. Arsenal maybe just about deserved it. It was a huge one for Declan Rice and Arsenal. It was a big game. Then he concluded and said, when you look to the club like Arsenal, you need to get goals and assists. He'll do that with better players around him. Scoring a goal in a big game makes the fans take to you a lot quicker. So he was talking about Declan Rice, by the way, but we are not here to talk about Declan Rice. We are talking about Man United, and that criticism obviously comes in through big games. You need to obviously produce big moments, and Rashford has gone ahead to score 6 goals against Arsenal. He scored the first 2, right, against Arsenal in the season of 2015-2016 when he made his Premier League debut. That is it. He scored 2 goals against Arsenal. Then he had taken long without scoring at Arsenal or against Arsenal, and he went ahead to launch his tough scare to Arsenal last season when he scored a brace at Old Trafford, right, to make it 4, and then at Emirates he went ahead to score another one. He went ahead to score a goal, and today he has gone ahead to score 1, meaning that he has gone ahead to put himself in a position of really doing the needful for the club of Man United and putting 6 goals past Arsenal. So we need to obviously get more players to obviously rise up to the moments like Marcus Rashford, because Eriksen played him in, and guess what happened? He had to bury that ball into the back of the net. Then we are having Garcia Mutomba on Rashford. Last time Erik Ten Hag just said it's disciplinary without explaining a lot. Why did he not do that? Same to Jodan Sancho. Obviously, it shows you that there is a very huge line between between Sancho and Erik Ten Hag. Then I agree with you, RD. Sancho is a good holder play. Wingers are there to attack and supply balls, not defending. That's why we need Sancho and not Anthony. By the way, even if it's all about defending, Sancho has shown us that he's a more improved player than the player he was way back, because he's gonna hate obviously put in shifts that we obviously went ahead to obviously see tracking back and obviously running a lot. Everything that Ten Hag is gonna hate to request from him, Sancho is gonna hate to obviously do it better. And it looks like Ten Hag doesn't want Sancho to be played on the right wing, because he will obviously put in better performances and the fans will obviously demand for Sancho to start ahead of Anthony. So looks like Anthony is untouchable at Man United, and I don't know why, yet he costs us a lot. Today he was the worst player on the field of play, and trust me, you're going to see it in my player ratings, because he has gone ahead to put in some bad performances, and I think he needs to look through himself. Guys, smash the like button for our RD that is Garcia. Thank you for obviously urging people to go ahead and obviously do so, but today's loss is obviously one of those that you obviously don't want to obviously think about. Though for my case, I expected it. For those that watched my match preview, I came out and told you that we are not obviously finding ourselves in a position of winning away at Arsenal, and the best results I called for was a draw, but we went ahead to concede 3. Moses Mohere, Man United's management is very poor. Why do all players always flop at Man United? Since Alex Ferguson, I think you look at Erik Ten Hag, I think it's only Anthony that is struggling to get into his team and obviously play. That is it. And I know why people are over Anthony, because the expectations were really huge. According to what was doing in the LDVZ, you know, they anticipated that a player who's going to obviously come in through, put in a shift, chop in, chop backs, you know, those colors at goal. But he has obviously gone ahead to look very worse on the field of play. That is Jodan Sancho for you. So to my own understanding, I really understand what the fans of United are going in through, but that doesn't obviously stop us from obviously coming in through and being positive about this. I know Ten Hag is going to have to solve huge problems at Man United. He's going to solve this problem with Jodan Sancho, and I anticipate that Sancho is going to get justice at the club of Man United, as Erik Ten Hag also goes ahead to do the needful. Thank you, Moses Mohere. But I think on the players going to have to bring, I think this season or this summer, Mason Mount looks like it's going to be a flop according to me. He's really struggling to get into that team of Man United. Anthony needs to prove us this season, and the rest are really doing great. Lisandro Martinez, good. Malacia, good. Casemiro, good. Eriksen, good. Which other players? Andrew Onana, good. Rasmus Højlund, we've seen a cameo of him today. He looks good. He's a very good player. that you obviously want to resonate with. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Moses Mohere, nice having you here. Gashia Mutomba, thank you for watching in through. Ahimbisiwe Humphrey, thank you for watching in through. As I told you that live streams are back, and we're obviously going to be streaming to see to it that you guys get the best of the news. So guys, your thoughts on to Sancho, Erik Ten Hag fallout are welcome in the comment section below. What do you exactly make about the performances of Man United as referred to as by Erik Ten Hag? So I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. My Muslim viewers and subscribers, Barakallahu fikum. Gashia Mutomba, Moses Mohere, and Ahimbisiwe Humphrey, thank you for watching in through. I sign out for now. See you later.